And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So there I was just last night. I met an amazing person. Have you met an amazing person recently? So there I was in a Dale Carnegie class last night. I was stopping by and visiting, and I met a woman who is raising 5 children all by herself. She's working full time and she wants her kids to be successful, and she's doing it all by herself. Now think about that for a moment. Some of you say, well, yeah, that happens every day, Phil. Does it? A person who's facing the fear of raising 5 children all by themselves, going to work hard every day and not letting the fear and the questioning overtake them? Does that happen every day? So this is my question. Phil Zeller, Effective Communication. You meet an amazing person like that. How are they doing it? How are they facing the challenges of life? They're married, they have a great life, and then all of a sudden their marriage dissolves, not because they wanted to, but it does. And then they're there alone raising 5 children. You see, there is in that moment, as she shared, there is not an option for failure. There is not. When you have 5 people depending on you as you're their mother, and I've shared this with you before on the show, there's no greater love, from my experience, than that of a mother and a child. There is no greater love. And I'm a dad, and I've earned the right to say that. I've watched it firsthand. There's no greater love than a mother and their child. It's an amazing thing to watch. And I've got to watch it firsthand multiple times in my life. And it's an amazing thing. So to see a mother do that, and as I listened to her and she shared this story with me, I was taken aback to everything that Dale Carnegie ever documented about overcoming fear, and that you can overcome and defeat fear. And last night, that was an example of a person doing it. And you can do it too, and you've known people who have done it. But it's so obvious that we miss it, that we can overcome fears in our life. And you know how we do it? Probably not a linear answer, but you do it just like she's doing it. Dale Carnegie said, the way to overcome a fear or fears is to commit to a course of conduct. Follow it. Keep so busy and work so hard that you forget about being afraid. You see, you've met people like that, and maybe you are that person. And in that moment and in that time, you're like, failure's not an option. These people are dependent on me, and I've got to make it happen. And the reality is so many people right now are being overcome by their fears because they're not focused on what their course of conduct is. They haven't taken the time to sit down and ask themselves, what is my purpose? What difference could I make? And if I could make a difference, what would that look like and what would that be? So I challenge you to write down the answers to these questions and ask yourself, what is my purpose? What is my course of conduct to live out that purpose? What will it do? And then commit to it. And when you commit to that course of conduct, failure's not an option. Because you're going to be so busy going at it, you're not going to have time to think about the fear, because the fear doesn't provide the solution. The fear takes away from your course of conduct and the outcome that you want. So you want to overcome fear? Dale Carnegie says, attack it. Hit it head on. Go after it. You know why? Because what you have to do is more important than that fear. The difference you want to make is more important than that fear. And it always will be. Because you know your purpose. So write it down. What is it? What's your course of conduct? What are you going to do to make sure you take care of what you need to take care of? Because people are dependent on you. And as I listened to this woman last night, I couldn't just sit there. I just said, you know what? Thank you for sharing with me. I'm so proud of you. Because you hear a story like that and you can't help but feel proud for that person who's garnered control. And the way they garnered control is they got so busy knowing their purpose and what they need to do to help those around them that they don't have time to be scared. They don't have time to talk about fear. They don't have time to be a victim. They're too busy living out a purpose and getting things done. So think about your life right now. And if you seriously want to overcome fears, write down what your purpose is. Lay out a course of conduct and get so busy on it that you're not going to have time for fear, because you're going to completely squeeze it out and it will not exist, because you have a purposeful life to live. Now go make it happen.